Hello. Is it me you're looking for? Oh, wrong place. Don't want to be in the graveyard. There we go. Want to be on the moon. That's right. It's Moonbase 2. Hello, everyone. It's pre-show. We haven't started the goo yet. Just me. Just doing the Andy thing this week as we've got news to cover. Not a lot of news. A little bit disappointed that we didn't have more, but sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles, right? Yeah, pretty much, but that's okay. Got a few bits to talk about. I managed to scrape together some stuff. Nothing of real depth or craziness like that, but a few little tidbits that we should keep up to date on, really, because that's the way things go, right? Should I change Astro Train? Let's change Astro Train. I haven't got any new ones recently, which is a bit of a bummer. There you go. We can have the boys playing their Nintendo GameCube, their Nintendo 64, their Commodore. Was it the Commodore 64? Or was it just a Commodore? I don't know. They could be playing one of them. Yeah, that'll be what they're doing. Oh God, I'm dying. I'm still dying from disease. So that's probably also a benefit that we're not going to go on forever. But we may as well get the poopcast kicked off, right? So, where's music? There it is. Okay. Music time. Let me make sure that it works as well. Okay, music time.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Moonbase. It's me, Andy, Decayed Andy here. I did say welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. If you were confused, that's what I said. I just reiterated so you now understand. We're here to talk about the Transformers news this week. There's not a lot to roll with, but this is the ship we've been put on and kicked out to sea. So this is what we're going to float along with. So join me on the high-end seas of adventure as we talk about the Transformers news for the week. Hopefully it'll be fun. We're going to start off with Tat, everyone's favorite Tat, because sometimes Transformers isn't just about figures. Sometimes it's about the journey that we had along the way and the friends that we made along the way and the Tat that they brought along with them. So, officially licensed Transformers Hero of Cybertron Tankards by Nemesis Now, who I've never heard of. It's apparently a UK company, so let's check them out right now, because I don't know who they are. I hope a load of naked girls don't appear on screen. Oh, they're doing this. Okay, we're going to be talking about this in a bit. Okay, Nemesis Now. We don't need to see the bookends, because we're going to be talking about that later. Pop Glow. What is Pop Glow? Show me what Pop Glow is with your very slow website. This is the problem when you make a website too fancy. It can take 3,000 years for them to actually kick in when you want to change a website page. A Pop Glow. Light up your... Go away. Decline the cookies. Light up your range of Pop Glow. Introducing Pop Glow, the innovative foldable lamp collection from Nemesis Now, featuring touch-activated technology, USB-C charging. I don't know what that is. And officially licensed designs from the world's things. Okay, dokie. So they are 3D. Well, they're not 3D, but I don't like how these look. I guess it's just because of the way they compress down. I can't say I'm a big fan of Pop Glow. Oh, that's kind of interesting. They're doing a Dark Souls hourglass. So it seems like they make a bunch of just random. Yeah, it's a Gwyn hourglass, 17.5 centimeters tall. How much is an hourglass? What's the going rate for hourglasses? Hourglassies? Hourglassos? Am I not allowed to see how much it costs unless I sign in or join up? Yes, maybe I'm not allowed to see how much the product is unless I sign in. That's interesting. Fair enough. So it looks like they sell, like I say, tat. Just a lot of tat. Now, whether it's tat that you like, a tat that you don't like. I think it's okay to call it tat because it's just random paraphernalia that you might, well, you more than likely do not need. They got film brands, game brands, rock bands, artists, and some animes as well, featuring Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball, I presume Z, Naruto, and Pokemon. What other Transformers stuff do they have? Or are we going to cover it all in one go? Probably all in one go. Oh, they also did the Transformers Matrix of Leadership, or they've done a Transformers Matrix of Leadership. But first and foremost, we're going to talk about they gave us a video. We're going to talk about the tankards. So, these tankards are... Hang on, let's get the description because it's gone through everything. This Transformers tankard features Optimus Prime and Rodimus Prime, Cybertronian text inscription with the famous Autobot phrases, and a handle shaped like the Matrix of Leadership for the iconic touch. I don't like that. It's crafted from high quality resin. Oh, I love drinking resin. That's how I got my golden green complexion. Well, no, it wasn't the resin that did that. It was the fact that I died did that, and the resin was the cause from the whole drinking. Don't drink resin. With a removable, easy to clean stainless steel cup. Oh, so you're not drinking from the resin. That makes more sense. That's probably smarter. To see the images, blah, 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 blah. Designed with the intro. Oh, with this just been read. So these are the phrases that were written down. Autobots roll out, not transform and roll out, just roll out. One shall stand, one shall fall, one shall never not use this line in a Transformers series. And that's how that goes. Ba weep, grana weep, ninny bong. It's the universal greeting, of course. And then it just reiterates exactly what we've all talked about. It doesn't tell you the price, which is interesting. I don't see what the price is. Does it say, okay. So maybe, no, it says March launch 2025. We are past March, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but it doesn't say what the price is. Whether you're enjoying a morning coffee, blah blah blah. Nothing about it. Okay. So design wise, I don't know. When I think tankard, I think wood. You know, I remember I got my buddy Gruff a tankard for his birthday because I didn't know what to get him. Granted, I don't know if he uses it still. I assume probably not. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think these look super cool personally. The actual sculpting on the Optimus Prime and the Rodimus looks a little bit soft, I suppose. It almost looks like it's been made out of Play-Doh a little bit. If you look at the Rodimus, it looks like Play-Doh, or it looks a bit like icing on top of a cake, you know? Like it's a really well done kid's birthday thing. And oh, nice. Okay, well that's a delicious cake. I don't know how well it is for like sculpting something made out of resin, because I'm sure you could get a better resin mold or something from this. I'm positive you could do. We don't have that. But yeah, fine. If this is something you wanted for your kid, this would be good for your kid. I don't know how many kids are desperate to drink out of a tankard. Oh, look at that. Optimus Prime's little exhaust vent on his shoulder. It looks like it's a little bent because that shoulder's coming 3D, out of the tankard. And I don't know whether they've bent it inwards to make it less likely to snap. I don't know. How's the Autobot insignia? Autobot insignias seem clean enough, but they might be tampos, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy to put this in tat. Mr. Axolot says, so how's the weather on the moon? It's very still. Very still. Pretty brisk as well. Chilly, It's not warm, generally speaking, in a vacuum, as they say. But yeah, the tankard, I wish we knew how much the price was on these things, but I have no idea. I assume very dusty. Well, I'm very dusty as well, so it's, one might say I made the moon dusty. I'm not saying I was the first thing on the moon, but it was a lot cleaner before I got here. It's hard to dust here, let me tell you that much. Yeah, no idea on price. No idea on when stuff's coming out, but yeah, if you want to go to Nemesis now and you're in the UK, It's a thing you can get, I suppose. So yeah, rock and roll. Oh, we may as well talk about this one because this is Nemesis now as well, which we found out. We have image. This is the image we use for the for the thumbnail. The Optimus Prime bookends. Have you ever looked at Optimus Prime and thought to yourself, what if I cut him in half and then shoved a load of my books in between him? Well, that's what you can get right here, right now, with the Nemesis Now, the classic Generation 1 design of Optimus Prime with intricate Cybertronian detail, chrome finished inner panels displaying Optimus Prime's Cybertronian name made of a high quality. Made of a high quality what? Child? Person? Dog? Resin? Probably should have started off with resin and gone into the more morbid stuff later, but you know. So, it stands 20 centimeters tall, weighs 1.3 kilograms. I don't know what that is, the measurement wise. A very nice G1 touch for your library and video collection. Video collection, well, like VHS. VHS? Is it VHS? Betamax? DVD? I guess DVDs still kind of exist. Mr. Axelot says, it cancels it out then. Yeah, why not? So, what is this? This is the Moonbase 2 podcast where we talk about Transformers and the week's Transformers news, baby. That's what we're doing. It's an eclectic taste. I've been doing this for over 10 years. Oh, my God. So, interesting thing to note about the Optimus Prime is, though his head is cut in half, there is a gray, I guess, chromey kind of looking thing on the inside with the Autobot insignia, and then some Cybertronian guff below. Go away, news report. I don't care about you. Okay, fine. Again, it's kind of tat. They show an example of what books would look like in between Prime's head, and it is as weird as you'd think. It's quite a big bookend. Like, how big should bookends be, right? I don't know. I'm unsure of how big a bookend should be. But if these are going inside of a shelf, these look like this will take up quite a hefty amount of room, I would imagine. And again, I prefer, like, if you're going to have a bookend, I prefer it to be like a character on one side and then a character on another side, rather than someone who's just been, you know, split down the middle. That seems weird, at least to me. Seems a little bit on the strange side, but you know, if you want that, if your books are flopping over all the time and you love Optimus Prime, this could be the thing for you. Or I guess if you just like the look of how this looks pushed together, even though there's a big cut down the center of it, you could just push it together and leave it as a minor sort of statue if you wanted to. So that's obviously another option as well. Whoop-de-doo, you know, whoopee as the kids would say. But yeah, that is that. I don't have anything else to say on that. We got more tat, this time from Hallmark, so you know it's going to be very high quality, as it always is from Hallmark. Transformers, Megatron's Might, $24.99 US, and the Star Transformers. The Cars... I am reading that right. It's just I'm trying to process it because it doesn't sound like a thing. The Cars at the Star, 1976 Chevrolet Camaro. A lot of the copyright logos next to that as well. Bumblebee Metal, $29.99. Both are listed on the Hallmark website. And we've got a description here, so let's read that because these are always interesting. Infiltration by the Decepticons might be imminent with this Christmas tree ornament headed for your tree. The main antagonist of the Transformers, Megatron, stands ready to defeat Optimus Prime in an action pose with a fusion cannon raised. A large dimensional gray and purple Decepticon shield looms behind Megatron for added appeal. I thought it says the artist. I thought it said Orson Welles. It doesn't. It says Orville Wilson. Next one. In search of his first car, Sam Witwicky picks an affordable but rusty version of the 1976 Chevrolet Camaro and unsuspectingly chooses a set of wheels with an unimaginable hidden identity. Relive the action of the 2007 sci-fi movie Transformers with this die-cast metal tree ornament with wheels that turn. Oh, okay, okay, that's something. The yellow-black striped vintage muscle car serves as the Earth's vehicle disguised for Bumblebee as the Autobots battle the Decepticons to save the universe. Artist Timothy Bishop. So let's have a look. So the fact that they haven't fucked up the Camaro. It just looks like a normal car. Previously in the past, when Hallmark have done tree ornaments, they have been horrifically sculpted. They look like a children's chew toy. Or a dog's chew toy. Well, I guess children can have a dog's chew toy as well. But they primarily look like a thing that a dog's had in its mouth for a while. This just looks like a Camaro. So that's a bonus. They didn't fuck it up. The fact that it also has movable wheels means that if I was a kid and I had this, I would be pretty happy because I could drive it around on the ground as well. You know, I could just and then hang it up on the tree. So that's quite nice. Okay. It being $30? Ooh, yes, I don't know. $30 seems a lot. Oh, Christ. Okay. We'll talk about the Megatron in a bit. The Bumblebee's the better one. Mr. Axelot says, a Christmas tree ornament. I expect a lot of stuff, but not a Christmas tree ornament. Yep. Transformers whores itself out pretty well. Many years ago at this point, we had a kid's toothbrush bathroom set with fake razor in there as well. And fake, if you have your son and you're like, oh, do you want to like shave your beard like your dad does? Well, here's a not real shaving kit. There was a Transformers equivalent one of those. That was kind of weird. These make a lot more sense in that kind of aspect. So the Bumblebee car is going to be 1.25 inches, I guess, tall. So it's not going to be massive. Now, the Megatron is going to be 3.25 inches tall. And it's looking a lot more like the standard that we're used to from Hallmark, with Megatron's gigantic fat thighs. And not in the kind of juicy way that you're like, ooh, girl? Yum, yum. More like in the, oh, no. His proportions for his torso are wonky as well. His head, his little stubby arms, and the face sculpt that looks very soft. If anybody remembers the Action Masters Megatron, I think the head sculpt was a little bit sharper on that, and that was back in the 90s. So it's rough. I don't even see his fusion cannon. Am I stupid? Yeah, Megatron is posed in kind of a like he's doing a really shit jump in the air, and he's pointing his arm at you, but he has no fusion cannon on the fusion cannon arm, so that's not there for some reason. And it doesn't look like he comes with it, which is... When you think Megatron, generally you think of the fusion cannon because it is literally stuck to his forearm. But hey-ho, there you go. It is... I really hate... I think the reason why the proportions are so wonky from it is because the way they made him come out of the Decepticon insignia, they've effectively just stretched all of the boxes. So like the back of his thigh has been stretched outwards so it attaches to the insignia. Same for the thigh has been stretched out. Same for his back, it's been stretched out just so it's just mounting points, I guess, for the Decepticon insignia. The rim, if I want to be arsy about the actual insignia, the insignia is mostly okay. There's just a lot of a gray border around it, like it's quite thick, and I think that's to ensure that there are no like actual points, because obviously the Decepticon insignia has like at least 4 pointy bits, sharp bits. So if you were sculpting these, you wanted to make these thick enough so you could just flatten out those edges so then they're not sharp at all. I'm guessing that's why this is so thick around the edge. But Hallmark, you're knocking it out of the park as you usually do. Mr. Axelot says, now I don't know much about Transformers. The only interaction I had is 2 of my action figures, but this seems uncanny. Which 2 figures did you have, Mr. Axelot, out of interest? But yeah, this is not great. Remember, Hallmark, I don't know should I make the assumption? Let's make the assumption and then check the website. Let's assume that all of their ornaments that are like figure based, that aren't just Transformers, that are like based on a thing, are all kind of tat. Hang on, hang on. They've done a Cody from Revenge of the Sith. Granted, it's much more money, but it looks like Cody. It looks normal. Hang on. Let ornaments, keepsake ornaments. Is there only Transformer ones that you've done? Mickey Mouse looks like Mickey Mouse. The Wookiees look like the Wookiee. Kermit the Frog looks like Kermit the Frog. Is it literally just Transformers that they shit the bed with? Bruh. How's Ahsoka look? Because she's around the... Ahsoka looks fine! I don't care about Ahsoka. Especially the live action version, which this is based on. But this is 27. How much was the Megatron? The Megatron was... Okay, so the Megatron's 24. The Ahsoka's 27. The Ahsoka looks way better. Way better. It looks like her. No wonky, weird-ass proportions. Is it literally just Transformers that get shit on? To me, it looks like it. Pokemon... Well, it's hard to fuck up Pokemon. Pokemon's... not got the most intricate of designs that you look at and go, wow, I bet this is hard to replicate. Is it seriously just Transformers that you can't do? Baby Grogu looks a bit weird, but I think that's just Baby Grogu looking fucking weird to begin with, to be fair. What would Transformers be under? Would it be under sci-fi? Oh, we'll just we'll type in Transformers. Transformers. That's almost how you spell it. That was almost how you spell it. It's fine. That's almost. Okay, so we got that. Oh, maybe they got rid of the Transformers stuff, because usually they have new Transformers stuff in every year. Oh, yeah, maybe it just doesn't hang around. Okay, well, I'm sorry, Transformers. It looks like you're getting shafted. Star Wars is where the love gets put, clearly. Not in a weird sex way, hopefully. Slimer looks okay. Jurassic Park Clever Girl looks okay. Shitty Captain Janeway from shitty Transformers. Star Trek Prodigy doesn't look too bad either. The paint's a bit wanky on it, but it's not too bad. I mean, it's hard to fuck up a ball cube, right? Aang doesn't look terrible. The T-1000... Who sees the T-1000 and says, yes, Christmas ornament T-1000, especially the one where he's got a hole in his head. Gollum looks a bit weird. Gollum looks like a figure that you'd get if you really like feet or are Quentin Tarantino, which are obviously both one and the same thing. It looks a little bit... Looks like Gollum's been going to the gym, to be honest. Good for him. Rodan? Doctor Who doesn't look awful. Damn, so it's just the Transformers there getting shit on. Wow. All right. I have Soundwave Voyager class and the 1984 G1 T-Rex. Oh, Grimlock. Yeah. Voyager class Soundwave. Which, you mean like the original Soundwave? There's been a lot of Soundwaves over the year. But okay, G1 Grimlock's a solid figure, to be fair. Mr. Axelot. Okay. On to not tat news. Third-party news. So, DNA Designs have done an update. So, it's update to the previously talked about DK59 upgrade kit to the Optimus Prime SS86 figure. So, here's the blurb. Here's what they've added. I've already looked at this, so I know what they added, and it's not amazing. It's fine. It's okay. But it's extra stuff, so that's never bad. Dear DNA Design fans, hello everyone. Please accept our sincerest apologies. The mold for the DK59 has been successfully adjusted and is ready for production. The mold... I guess it's been delayed. That's why they're apologizing. However, as someone who always tries to bring more value to our fans, I asked our design team to create additional chest and skirt armor parts. These parts require brand new molds, obviously, which increases production costs, but the retail price will remain unchanged. Okay, more stuff, no increase to cost. That's good. Due to this, the production schedule will be slightly delayed, with an expected shipping window between June and July, which we're not too far away from, to be honest. The added parts can be seen in the preview photos. Personally, I believe the improvement is worth it, but we respect your opinion. If you support this upgrade, please click a heart emoji on this post. It was posted on Facebook. Fair enough. If you prefer to stick with the original plan and skip the new parts, please click the frowny face. Why would you click on the frowny face for free things? That seems weird. Voting ends on May the 2nd, which I guess has already gone by, probably. And we will announce the final results based on the results. Okay, so let's have a look at the new things. The new things are basically you open up Prime's boobs, and obviously that's where the Matrix of Leadership goes. We have new parts basically to go in the side of there. Now, I don't think they look amazing. On the top part, they're blue, and on the bottom part, they're green. It doesn't really look like what it did in the show, but it is adding something. It's filling in a space that, there was no detail there at all. So although it doesn't really do a huge amount, it's okay, Excuse me. It's not anything crazy for an upgrade, but this obviously is just in addition to the other stuff that you get. That's fine. If this was just the upgrade kit, I'd tell them to fuck off. But it's not that. It's this. It's the upgrade kit plus this. Now, the side skirt armor, which is only really shown off here. You can see it. You can see it. It's not great. The side skirt is not great, but because it was never designed to have a side skirt, it can't really work like I would want a side skirt to work. Because when I think of side skirts, I think of how Gundam model kits do them, for example, where they have they're basically in line with the rest of the joints for the front skirts and the back skirt, right? So they're at the same level. Here, it has to be much lower because of where the plastic is. So it looks a little bit off. I don't know if I'm assuming it won't restrict articulation for the outwards leg movement, but it does just look a little bit off. But it does, fill in that gap and stop you being able to see the gray internal hip joint, which that is a plus. So it's nice. Again, this is just additional stuff to the upgrade kit that's already coming. You don't have to use it if you don't like it. I'm interested to know how it attaches, though. Let's pick up my Studios Prime because I've got them there. Yeah, I don't know how you would attach it up in there. I'm looking underneath Prime's groin, and I actually don't know how you do it, to be honest. So that'll be interesting, I guess, to see at the very least. Like, how do it work? But how do it work? That's my question. Hang on, Prime. Can you please stand up and not fall over? Okay, there you go. He's fine. Prime's fine. So that's okay. Miss Acklow said, "I might be a dumb question, but what is the Matrix what is the Matrix like? What's its purpose?" Okay, so the Matrix of Leadership started off basically as a plot device in the Transformers 86 movie. The plot device was, this is the Matrix of Leadership. It's basically the symbol of who is the leader of the Autobots, and it is the only thing that can destroy the ultimate evil in the universe. Transformers then expanded it as the years went on to being, it has the culminated knowledge of all of the previous leaders. So as you're a leader, imagine it like storing all the data and what it means to be a leader. So think of the Avatar state, right? From Avatar The Last Airbender, how Aang can talk to the old avatars and whatnot. It's kind of like the same thing, but it came up with it first. So that's what the Matrix of Leadership is, basically a big old storage device for all the culminated knowledge of the older primes. I'm pretty sure that's a quick explanation. Something like the STC from Warhammer. Yeah. So it'd be like the ultimate STC. It would be like finding the Emperor of Mankind's journal, right? Except it would be like a thing that the Emperor would store in his boob, I guess. And he wouldn't have to write it down. He would just write it down. Then he could pass it on to somebody and they would gain all of his knowledge. That kind of thing. Big old USB port, if you want to think about it that way. They do show now the original Optimus Prime figure. it with the upgrade kit, including the extra Megatron arm to base it from the shitty comics, and then with the upgraded kit. Now, obviously, it just is the internal gubbins, so, and this little side skirt bit. So it's that bit there, which is different from that, and this bit here, which is different from that. Free stuff, never a bad thing. All right, rock and roll. Pog. DNA Designs are also showing off the DK57 Legacy Tidal Wave and Megatron / Galvatron upgrade kit. So this is for the Legacy figures of Tidal Wave and the Megatron and Galvatron figure. Now, this kit, I would say, is essential, and we'll get on to why. I don't need it because I've already got an upgrade kit to let me do this, but let me get into it. So this is the introduction of the kit. It's expected to come out the 8th month of this year, which is... I'm sorry, I'm stupid. September, August. Okay, so it's expected August, but it could be obviously delayed. Pre-orders are going up this month in like 4 days from now, so the 15th of this month. It says the Mega Wave upgrade kit is here. I think that's a little extreme. Let's not go too crazy. Enhance your Mega Wave. What the fuck is Mega Wave? Who's Mega Wave? Enhance your... Tidal Wave, Megatron. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. My apologies. With the comprehensive improvements in articulation, appearance, and structural stability. The key features are upgraded articulated shoulders to unlock greater joint mobility for dynamic poses. So they're basically for those that are not aware, the Armada Megatron / Galvatron design, if you've already forgotten, has no proper elbow, like shoulder joints. So you can't really rotate the entire shoulder forward and backwards. I have an upgrade kit that came out a while ago that lets me do this. This kit is going to allow you to do that. Now, there is quite a bit of a process about unscrewing parts to be able to do it, but it wasn't too hard. If I could do it, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? You also get arm filler panels to cover unsightly hollow spaces for a cleaner look. Please, some units may have factory glued at the connection points, even if this... Okay, whatever. That's just talking about the panels. New large horn head sculpt, which is just the horns on the side of Armada Megatron's head. You've got different ones to boost figures' visual impact. Similarly, some heads may be glued. Okay, fair enough. So it's just warning you that you might have to glue the bits in. Wave, so this is the Tidal Wave stuff. Back armor panel covers the big gap in the back and adds multiple weapon mounting ports. Reinforced knee joints helps prevent figure loosening or damage during extended use. Oh, that's good. Vehicle mode connector strengthens the transformation mode structure for improved stability. I heard that was an issue. Megawave has already seen many outstanding designs from our talented creators. This time, the DNA design has focused on enhancing articulation, performance, and structural stability. If you're looking to upgrade your collection with greater posability and more complete appearance, we invite you to check out this upgrade kit. And they might add extra stuff in as well. So let's have a look at the images. I'm guessing this... I'm not sure what this is doing to the knee joint. But it looks like they're adding in, I'm guessing, extra bits in there for the ratchet joint to connect to. So that's good. The back panels is one of those parts which is bizarre, was never included on the original Tidal Wave figure. If you didn't get... I mean, if you have Tidal Wave, you probably know that there is just the giant hole effectively in his back, which is just begging for an upgrade part. This will give you that part, so you can have the smaller Tidal Wave part that you'd give to the Megatron figure hidden away better. That's great. I think that's just good. Makes the figure look cleaner. I guess this is a structural reinforcement part. So on the legs in vehicle mode, I think I remember hearing that they didn't connect together super well. So this is like a little gray strip that pops out the side. So I guess it can just slot in and, again, like it says on the tin, give extra stability just to hold the thing together as you're swooshing it around. The Megatron shoulder upgrade is evident. You can actually move his big tank treads around, which is great. Should have been, again, on the original figure. The arm filler parts... So on the inside of his forearms, where the hands would fold in, there's a panel that goes in over the top. It looks a little wonky, to be honest, and it doesn't fill it over completely. I've seen them do filler parts for these kind of things before, a little bit cleaner. I'm wondering, because I'm looking at the hand, I'm wondering if because of how the hand integrates or folds into the forearm, it doesn't do it in a smooth way, and that's why the panel has to be a little bit on the wonky side, maybe. And the enhanced mobility, which we've talked about. The horns. So the horns on the original figure are just straight up, right? The horns on the upgrade kit are a bit more angled and they're more pointy. So I guess technically they're more accurate. I wouldn't say that's a big upgrade. I don't think that's a big selling point. But there is a little bit more of an angle to them. It does make it look a little bit nicer. If you wanted to, I guess you could give one to... You could keep the original one with Megatron and give the upgraded ones to the Galvatron, just to make it look a little bit more distinct. There's... Apparently the horns work fine and dandy in tank mode as well. No issues there. And apparently there's a new joint cover part to fill in the gap between the front tread and the back tread. There's a part that just kind of goes over the top there, which again was kind of on the original toy. At least that was smoother. This is trying to help. I wish it kind of hit the... It's not in line with the green parts. It's a little bit lower. I kind of wish it was a little bit taller. Maybe it's just not possible to do that. And there's also the Galvatron upgrade kit. So he gets the fancy horns, he gets the filler pieces, and he also gets the shoulder upgrade as well. So I don't know how this is working. If they both, like, if the Galvatron set is a separate set, or if the Megatron stuff and the Galvatron stuff come together. I'm not entirely sure, because it does just say in the description, Megatron / Galvatron. So that could mean there are two separate sets, or it could mean that they're just kind of both blobbed together. Let's have a quick look over on Shozy. No, wrong window. Maybe Shozy will have it and show us exactly what DNA Designs is going to do. I mean, why not check it out while we're here, you know? Have I not bought this Dino King upgrade set? Have they not shipped this out to me? Okay. Okay. So there is the Galvatron only upgrade kit. So if you just have Galvatron and you just want to upgrade him, fine. And then if you just have the standard Megatron, he comes with the tidal wave stuff. Interesting. I don't have Galvatron, so I do have the upgrade kit for the Megatron already. So this kit's a little less useful. Also, don't have tidal wave because tidal wave was never one I thought I really needed, and I never saw him ever going for a decent price. So it's just like, I'm all right. I'm good. The Galvatron, if I saw the Galvatron for a good price, I could see that. That might be a thing. I'm gonna just quickly check my orders because I'm sure I pre-ordered stuff. Pre-orders. Waiting for payment. Oh, I haven't paid for that. Oh, my Dino King got cancelled. That's why I don't have it. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to order that tonight, I suppose. Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm glad I checked. I was wondering what was going on there. I wonder why it was cancelled. That's odd. Nope, that's not the show stuff. That's the show stuff. Get rid of that. Sorry, chat. Sorry. Okay, moving on. Dr. Wu are doing the DW-EO4T Prime Commander, which we've seen before, but this is the translucent version. Oh! So if you thought to yourself, I would love a 6 centimeter tall Optimus Prime figure from Dr. Wu, and I just didn't want any of the other versions, well, I can now have a translucent version because I'm always wanting to be terrified by plastic control. And if these things are going to explode, or if my child's going to eat them because I think they're candy. It is exactly what you think. It is a Micromaster scaled Optimus Prime figure that is translucent. This has come out multiple times before. He does come with a trailer and with roller, and everything's translucent, for better or for worse. That's your choice. I don't really have much to say. It is just the translucent version. It's coming. It's coming. Audley are doing another wave of Transformer figures. These are the Transformers Alpha Action Elite figures. This is Wave 2. There's a new line of small, imposable G1 action figures packed in blind boxes. Characters are in scale to each other, obviously, standing about 13 centimeters to 5.5 centimeters tall. And this wave contains Elita 1, Preceptor, Bimblebee, Kickback, and Ravage. So let's go through them. Elita 1, not looking too bad. Well, she doesn't have to transform, so there's definitely that working for her. Maybe a little bit soft for the head sculpt, but I guess they're going for cartoon accuracy. Preceptor. Yeah, that's Preceptor, yeah. Preceptor looks a lot more complex than Elita 1. Maybe it's just how he's designed. Bumblebee, the face sculpt, it's a little hard to see. I can't really tell how good the face sculpt is. It looks like his mouth's a little bit on the wide side. But again, it's a little bit hard to tell just because of how they photoed it. Who else do we have? Shrapnel and Ravage. The Ravage looks good. I like the Ravage. It seems like it's got a decent sculpt. The Shrapnel's head is a bit on the weird side. They've definitely it definitely feels a little bit toyetic here. I think the ball joints in the elbows aren't helping the look of the biceps because they look really thin. The head is the thing that's really throwing me off. His head is it's hard to describe what is exactly wrong with this. Maybe it sits too high. Maybe the head's just a touch too big. It's just something a little off about it. They also show images of Megatron. He's got some thin thighs. I think you could have beasted them up a little bit. Oh yeah, you definitely could have beasted them up. They're doing in quite a few of these the heroic pose where they've used the ab joint and then thrusted the entire groin region upwards. So it's like doing, that Donald Duck pose where it looks like he's got the massive boner. It kind of looks a bit like they're going for that, almost. They also show Skywarp. Skywarp doesn't look too bad, to be honest. He looks all right. And that's it. I don't know whether that means Megatron and Skywarp they must have been the previously announced figures, right? Previous releases. No. Okay. No. Megatron and Skywarp must have been announced beforehand, and this is just kind of updating on that. So I don't know if this. How big's the last wave? The last wave had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Kickback's fucking right. So the reason why Shrapnel's so fucking weird looking is because Kickback's tiny as well. They're going to be, I guess, the same size as Bumblebee. That's why Shrapnel looks fucking weird. Ha. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 figures here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 figures here. So maybe there's one more figure that's going to be announced. Or maybe it's just going to be a 6-person wave, I suppose. Does it say... Am I stupid? No, it doesn't say specifically that's it, but you never know. Well, sticking to the whole blind box malarkey, blockies continue to poop out stuff. This time we're seeing the Galaxy version Wave 7 Transformers 1 lineup. So if you continued to like the Transformers 1 stuff, we have even more they have even more Transformers 1 stuff. So we have B127 cogged, not cocked, no matter how many times I say it. D16, Alphatron, Elita 1, Orion Pax cocked, Starscream, Soundwave, Shockwave, Megatron Final Form, Chase in the metallic deco. It feels like every week or every 2 weeks I'm talking about bloody blockies. It feels like there's a constant flow. If you have a collection problem or a collecting problem, excuse me, where you feel the need to complete things, I think blockies and blokies are basically just going to fuck you, right? Because if you want to keep up to date on all of their lines, the amount that they put out, you're going to be snookered, right? You're You got to have money all the time. Now, granted, they're not a lot of money, but it's like having a subscription service, right? You're just like, oh, it's another month's gone by. Looks like more blockies are coming. Oh, fuck. Don't have much to say about these either, but again, if you're on the blockies train, woo-woo, all that jazz. Next up, Takaratomi doing something I think surprising. They're showing more figures from the Wild Kings series. They're showing more of the Beast Energy Beasts. We have Ignite Leo, Spirituana, maybe? Drill No Horn, not Drill Horn, Drill No Horn. He in fact has a horn. It's a bit of a lie. And Thunderbreak. So we already have another 4. Now, granted, these beast animal dudes are the basic same mold, just with new pieces added to turn them into different animals. Strangely enough, the Ignite Leo, being the lion dude, the head reminds me quite a lot of Fire Dagwon from the Brave series. If you have a look at this Ignite Leo figure, you also type into Google Fire Dagwon. You might see where I'm coming from. I think it's very similar. Color scheme is orangey. It's Avalon Sun Yellow, so that kind of orangey yellow kind of look, and red. You know, kind of stereotypical Power Rangers lion colors. Oh, I don't like the lion head. They've basically smeared the orange over his face, or the yellow over his face, but it looks like his main face was red, but then he's got this big splodge of yellow on his mouth. It kind of looks like he's been eating like a pink can of yellow. Or like Sweeties. Oh, no, yeah, you know what it looks like? It looks like, you know, when Winnie the Pooh would eat honey and he'd get honey all over his face. It looks like that. So it looks a little bit on the weird side. Otherwise, the lion mode is either you accept it or you say it's really shit and lazy, but clearly they are going for a very unique style, which is Power Rangers-y, kind of simple, basic transformations for the kids. What's his sword? His sword is basically his ass and his tail, which again is in keeping with the other stuff. There are multiple ports on the bodies as usual, and they show the arm mode as well, and they show it attached to the Optimus Prime figure. I don't think having it on the Prime looks great, because obviously Prime is primarily red, and having a red arm on a red torso is a bit on the dull side, if you ask me. There's no zest, there's no zowie, but that is one of the things. They show a picture of Prime combined together with the lion, the drill, the elephant, and the Triceratops. So the elephant and the Triceratops were the first batch to come out, and the two new arms. Oh, I think he's got the pterodactyl on his back as well. That's right. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 5 of the little emblems on his chest. So I guess like 5 is the current maximum you can have until, I don't know, maybe a year down the line we get an upgrade figure to add more stuff, so you can add it even further. I would imagine that's a thing. Spirituana, which is a Spinosaurus. Again, doesn't look too bad. He's in a bronze, and what color is this? It's kind of a grimy greenish gray color. It looks quite nice. So I think this one works pretty much the same as the T-Rex one that we had last time, apart from it has now a Spinosaurus head, and I don't know what they've done with the spine, because clearly the Spinosaurus spine pops off to go somewhere. Maybe it's a weapon that he's not allowed to hold in these images for whatever reason. Again, we see him in arm mode. We see him attached to Megatron. Yeah, where is the spine part? Even in arm mode, they're not using the spine part. Yeah, whatever. Then they show Megatron attached with all of the dinosaurs, all 5 of them, the T-Rex, the Spinosaurus, the Triceratops. Oh, I lied. And the elephant. I lied. My bad, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm a liar. And the next one we have is Drillnerhorn, who looks like he's using the giraffe body, the long rack body, and just kind of going on from there. He's got pickaxe. Turns into... he's quite stocky, I guess, compared to the last giraffe. He looks fine. He's kind of in a beige and brown combo, which is always a really sexy combo, right? Everyone loves a bit of beige and a bit of brown. Ooh, lads. And then the last one we have is Thunderbeak, the pterodactyl. I think this one's probably new. I would imagine this base might be used for like a bird. Like, it won't be in quotations Air Razor, but it'll be Air Razor. You know what I'm saying? The head's very Starscreamy, or Starscream-esque, which I'm sure is deliberate. Color scheme is army tan green and a kind of bright yellow. It's actually quite a nice combo, to be fair. And the pterodactyl mode, it's quite cute. It's not what you call aerodynamic by any stretch of the imagination, of course, because that's not what these things are. But again, it's quite cute. And for this toy line of like young, clearly very young kids figures, I think having these looks pretty good. I hear these figures are actually out. Well, not these ones, but the previous first batch are already out now. And I guess these ones won't take too long to come out. I wonder how quick they're going to be on releases for these things. Are they just going to be like clicking them out, snapping them out really quickly? Or like, are they in production at the moment? Or is it just like they've got everything produced and now they're just kind of releasing them? It's like, okay, we've got this done. We'll wait a few months. This figure's been released. We'll announce the next batch of figures. Next batch of figures will be released, and on that day, we'll also, or like the next week, we'll also announce the next batch of figures after them. I wonder if that's how it's going to be. Are we going to see new internal cores like Megatron and Prime? I imagine we will do at some point. Are we going to see upgrades like I mentioned to these two? So again, we can add then, instead of just being limited to 5, will we then be able to, like, I don't know, you get, instead of them going on the chest, maybe you get a chest piece with this extra character, and then they transform into like a shield, and then some extra ports, and then it has like 10 ports on it, so you can add 10 of the animal dudes to them. I could see that. That would make sense. I'm interested to see. I like this line. It's silly. It's a silly, fun line. Perfect for kids. Young kids will love it. I actually need to look at a review to see what they're like. Right, because I haven't done that yet. I should really have a look to see how the figures are. I kind of have a feeling I know how they are, to be honest, but it's probably worth a look anyway. You know, just to say I've seen them if I really want to get one, which probably not a good idea. Moving on, we have a rumored in-the-works collaboration between Transformers and Evangelion. One of the most overhyped, overrated animes out there, but was very important to the industry, despite me not liking it. As everybody knows. While there are no images yet, the article states, the article from Hobby Dengeki, sorry. The article states, the new collaboration with Transformers and Zoids, which we know about the Zoids one, will be presented at the Shizuoka hobby show event. FRP, I don't know what FRP is. May the 14th to Sunday. I think that should have been formatted differently. May the 14th to May the 18th. I think it's meant to be. To commemorate the 30th anniversary of Evangelion. Stay tuned for this space for more stuff. So, we don't know what it is. We have previous collaborations with Evangelion, which was the MP10 Convoy, and the Evil One inspired redeco of MP10, which we've seen. Okay, whatever. So something's going to happen. What will it be? Will it be a basic bitch repaint, or will it be... Well, I suppose it can't be, right? Because if Zoids is getting like a proper Liger Jack transformer, or whatever it's called, the Liger from Zoids, that's becoming a transformer, I'm pretty sure Evangelion people would maybe want something like that, right? XL Head says, get in the Autobot, Shinji. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Get in the headmaster, Daniel. Get in it. Obviously, I'm not excited for this because I'm not a big fan of the stuff. I guess it'll be interesting to see, you know, what they do, because let's be fair, the Eva designs are very humanoid. They're not very boxy. They don't really lend themselves to Transformers just because of how humanoid proportioned they are. They don't really have excess gubbins or bits around them to really be able to finagle a alt mode out of them. So you're going to have to be a bit more liberal, I suppose, with what you do with them. Unless you just say, fuck it, we'll make it boxy, who gives a shit. That could be another way. Who knows? XL Hedge says, I kind of hope it's not. It's the MP10 repaint reissued. Oh, that'd be crazy. I guess it depends. Like, if that was a really popular release, if that was a really popular release and people are like, we want this figure, maybe Takara's just would go like, all right, fuck off. There you go. We'll give you it again. Maybe. There you go. Nothing really to say there until we get it. Transformers Bot Racers, Bumblebee and Starscream, 2-package first look. So this is apparently, these are redecos of the previously released Rescue Bot molds. Bumblebee using the Autobot Rescue Rescue Bots Academy Classic Heroes Team Racing Car form, and Starscream being the redeco of the Rescue Bots World Racing Car from 2019. So I guess they just went, fuck it, package these guys up. We've got the molds lying around or something. I don't really know why they exist, apart from we got the molds, poop them out. If your kids are like dying for just like something Transformers, I guess this would be nice, but they seem to be unbranded, just kid Transformer sets. And if you are desperate for some basic kids Transformer sets, well, there you go. I don't know. Again, I don't really know what to say. I don't really know why I added the story, to be honest. Studio Series Voyager War for Cybertron Thundercracker possible first look with a photo clearly showing Thundercracker using the Starscream War for Cybertron mold, but it's only a possible look. This might not be a real thing, chat. Remember, still stuck with the really crappy looking cotton candy power mace thing and whatever the machine gun was called. This looks like it is a straight repaint of the Starscream figure. So all the issues will just carry over, which no surprise there. Color scheme wise, he's blue. He's blue instead of red. He's blue, and instead of like the metallic-y, really dark navy blue, he's gray. So those bits are the navy blue bits, dark navy blue bits are gray, and then the red bits are blue. So I mean, it's Thundercracker, who reckons a Skywarp will be coming. I will say this. The jet mode, because it has a better color on it, because it's not just gray everywhere, I think it looks a lot nicer than Starscream's. Obviously, the cockpit still looks a little bit on the ass side, if you ask me, but I don't have this mold, but I was just like, okay, yeah, whatever. But good, one more, and I'm sure people will be happy. XL Hedge says, the rarest rescue bot, a Decepticon. Is Starscream really evil, though? I know a lot of fangirls that would say he's probably not evil. He's just misunderstood, even though he's a piece of shit. But never mind. But yeah, Thundercracker, he coming. Get ready if you want it or not. So here's a thing I heard about when it came out, because HasLab's Transformers Robots in Disguise Omega Prime. It says potential QC issues reported. So the figure's out. I saw people getting it, and then I saw people say, oh no, be careful of the cracks. And I was like, oh God. So I think what I'm going to do, not that I have this figure, I'm probably going to cancel my Sentinel. You know how I ordered the X-Men 96 or whatever, the Sentinel figure? I think with the amount of QC issues Hasbro seems to have pretty consistently, I would say, with their HasLab figures, like I don't think the His Tank had any problems, but a lot of the HasLab stuff I keep hearing about from different, they're not all the same ones, so it's different ones. I keep hearing about issues, and I'll also save myself like over £100 if I cancel the pre-order. So yeah, at least future £100. So it's probably a good idea. Okay, neither here nor there. XL Hedge says, and this is why I dislike crowdfunding. Yeah, because it's not nearly as easy to be like, hey, my figure's fucked. Can we do something about it? I say that, and granted, me ordering a Studio Series Optimus Prime from Japan, I'm going to have difficulty getting that sorted, but I can. But Hasbro, I don't know. So anyway, attention collectors. While many fans are enjoying the fast shipment of the HasLab Transformers RID Omega Prime, that's a figure, we have some reports, some potential QC issues in some copies. Some copies have developed cracks in the lower ab pieces after a few transformations or even out of the box after, previous to manipulation. This seems to be caused by the inner piece that allows the torso to extend. Oh. Which causes too much stress inside. This piece slides along some thin teeth inside the chest, which end up damaged/broken due to the excessive friction. Even if any visible crack is present. From the 2005 member option 0 has shown as a preventative method of the issue by dismantling the Optimus Prime torso and sanding the sides of the inner gray T. For those wondering for the image, no. Come on, show me the image. I guess it's this T, the one that goes from the red part to the lower abdomen torso piece. Until this part moves smoothly. We hope this information gets to the right Hasbro channels to be taken care of. We've also collected some other not-so-common QC issues like Magnus's arms yellowing, missing pins or wheels. But we also hope any of these issues become a widespread problem. Excuse me. 2005 member Booble Blarp got a reply from Hasbro's customer service regarding the issue on his copy. He was asked to return his copy and wait until June when new parts will be provided. You can read the full reply after the break. So then we have the blurb of, I guess, what the thing was. Please return the time. So there you go. If you have the Optimus Prime figure, yeah, you can see the crack running down the center of the abdomen there and around. It's specifically noticeable around the silver paint because you can see the cracks. Oh yeah, and all around. Oh god, yeah. Oof. Yeah, there's some meaty crackage. Man. And then we got some internal shots of the quote-unquote teeth, I guess, that allow the torso to extend. And I guess the parts, they're the parts that are either breaking or are being broken to make the thing a little bit more on the smooth side. And then we've got some shots of a pin being missing from the Ultra Magnus figure. And there's the yellowing. Yeah, you can see a distinct difference in the yellow, the plastic of the white, and then which has been sun bleached and which hasn't. We've seen this before with white plastic in Hasbro as well. For some reason, Hasbro, I mean, it's fine for the Studio Series Optimus Prime, but which Starscream was it? Was it Earthrise Starscream that yellowed? Or was it Siege Starscream that yellowed like crazy? I think it was Siege Starscream that yellowed like mad, right? Something like that. XLHead says, now to hope and pray my Omega Prime has no issues. I hope so, man. If it does have issues, you'll have to definitely contact up Hasbro and get them to fix it. I guess it's one of those things that you'll need to transform it a couple of times because it might not... Or, well, maybe the best idea is to do what they say for the fix, which is like pull the figure apart and do something with the teeth. I'm not going to say which it is specifically because, I don't want to tell you what to do and you break it. But look online, right? Look online, find a guide, and, make sure that if your thing cracks, get it fixed, or set up the preventative methods to stop it cracking. I paid too much to fix it myself. Well, that's also true. If mine has issues, I'm holding Hasbro responsible to fix it themselves. Well, then make sure you transform it a few times, because what would suck is, like, if you didn't notice until, like, a year or 6 months to a year later, and then Hasbro goes, oh, yeah, tough tits. That would suck. It was Shattered Glass Starscream. Which one was that? Okay. whichever one that is. Either way, this is another QC problem from Hasbro, and for a very expensive figure that was crowdfunded, Hasbro is doing QC problems like they're making standard retail toys, even at this point. We all know Hasbro is not the greatest toy company. They make the things that we like, but we know that as a like brand entity company, Hasbro, this isn't an issue with the design team. This is a Hasbro critique more so than anything else. We know Hasbro as a company itself is not maybe the best company out there, unfortunately. That's the way things are. If a Hasbro employee wants to talk to me and change my mind, I'm happy to have my opinion changed, because I'm merely on the outside as a paying customer. As an outside perspective, I can't say I love them as a company. Oh, Siege. Okay, thank you, Axel Hedge. Next up, we have, this is one for the UK people out there. That's me. I'm the UK people. Age of the Prime. Age of the Prime. I thought it was Age of the Primes, plural. Axel Hedge. Is it Age of the Prime or Age of the Primes? I thought it was a plural version of it, but okay. We have Wave 1, Voyagers, the Retro Bumblebee. Oh, yeah, that one. That was weird. And Flame and Zaron. Oh, the 2-pack. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, the comic 2-pack are now out in UK retail. Huh. Where's Flame and Zaron? Where were they found? Okay, they were found in a Forbidden Planet. Okay. I'm not, like, Forbidden Planet, as far as I'm concerned, is a minor import store. Why do I say it's a minor import store? Because if you look in this image, what is this in the bottom left-hand corner? It's it's the cliff jumper with articulation. Whatever that line's called. I can't even remember. It's that. Sorry, chat, my brain's dying. So, yeah, okay, Forbidden Planet has this stuff in, so I'll be coming to the other stuff soon. Primes. I thought it was Primes. I was sure it was Primes. They just wrote it wrong here for the article. I knew it was Primes. And even there, it's even here. I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew it was Primes. I knew it was the plural version. Anyway, stuff's coming out in the UK. If you are a UK person, you can go out and get new Transformers seemingly soon. I'm sure Smiths are going to have... Missing Link, thank you, Axel Hedge. I'm sure Smiths is going to have this stuff soon as well. Smiths being our bigger toy, so let's have a look. We can have a look to see if Smiths actually gets the Transformers in. Full range. Let's see what's in. They might not have them just yet. Look at that dog. The plush Dennis Minecraft plushie. That's quite cute. It does look a little angry, though, like it's going to kill me. Transformers, okay. Oh, there's some sales going on. Anything interesting? No. Oh, it might be worth picking up the Origins Bumblebee again, as it's only 20 quid. And since I have the original version, mine could be turning brown as we speak. Anything new? Anything new? Galvatron's not on sale? Bruh, I would have bought the Galvatron if he was on sale. Well, for a good sale, at least. Anything? Okay, is Voyagers in? Out of stock. Change store. Okay, doesn't look like they're in yet for expected May 16th. So if you want the Voyager Prime of Primes, the Primer figure, apparently it's expected the 16th of this month to the 23rd of this month, if you're wanting that. So I guess around then is when the new stuff's going to be slapping out on the shelves. If you are interested, of course, in getting yourself some stuff there, I'm going to quickly, don't mind me, chat. I want to see if the new Street Fighter stuff has been listed yet. No, and the old stuff's not been on sale. I still need this wave, the Cammy, the Guile, and the DJ, but I'm just going to wait until... sales happen, to be honest. Anyway, last story of the night. Goobly Floobles. It is that TFCon Toronto is going to be getting Tanya Gundy, the voice of Miko. She's going to be going to TFCon Toronto. If you want to say hi to Miko, you can go and say hello and say, hooey, I liked you in the show, or I hated you in the show, if you want to be a bit of a dick, but your opinion is your own. You can do what you like. For those not aware, the Toronto Con is going to be the 11th of July to the 13th of July of this year, obviously, so it's not too far away. And that's it. That's all of our news. I told you there wasn't a huge amount of anything desperately special this week, unless, let's just check TFW to see if anything fancy has popped up. No. Just more fucking blocky stuff. And YOLO Park, but I don't want to talk about either of them, to be honest. So that's all the stuff. What have I been up to this week? Well, today I watched Solomon Kane, the 2009 movie. For those that haven't seen it, it is a perfectly mid kind of movie where you watch it and you go, yep, that's fine. It's okay. It's good kind of background material. I don't think it's amazing. I will say Solomon Kane himself is... The actor that plays him is the kid that goes, oh, Mom, can we buy Hugh Jackman? And the mom looks over and says, we have Hugh Jackman at home, and it's the guy who played Solomon Kane. Solomon Kane, the movie, feels like that, but like the difference between like we have Van Helsing at home and it's Solomon Kane. But it's not as fun. I like between the two of them. Van Helsing is much more fun. It's obviously a lot more silly, but it's a fun, silly movie. I really like Van Helsing. Van Helsing is like The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. It's just a lot of fun. And it's a real shame we didn't get more movies like Van Helsing and like The Mummy. I think we unfortunately moved past that era. And I think the closest we got, like Hansel and Gretel, I guess you could put into that. Because Hansel and Gretel's not too bad either. That's quite fun. I'd say that's entertaining enough. You have the hot chick who played Jean Grey in the X-Men movies, who they put in pretty much the exact same makeup for that as well, which is kind of funny. Oh, it's very similar makeup, it feels like. So what else have I been up to? I got out and got to see my friend this week, so that was fun. While I was out, I bought some Living Dead peasants and some Living Dead warriors from a miniature company called Fireforge to basically be substitute for my Games Workshop stuff because they don't sell the zombies I like anymore. So I've been putting them together, sticking them up, and I've also 3D printed some GW zombie heads to put on their bodies. So then it's kind of a nice mesh between like all of them, so they can kind of just slot them into the army a little bit better. I took these earlier in the day. It was so fucking bright in the conservatory. I couldn't see the settings on the camera, so that's why it looks dark and overclouded in the photos. But the bigger heads are obviously the GW 3D printed heads. They're not finished painted, but I just wanted to slap them together and slap a bit of random funny, like over the top zombie skin colors. So there's like blue skin zombies and purple skin zombies and red skin zombies and stuff like that. That's just a good example of how I usually feel. But the kits are really nice, to be honest. They stand in pretty well for just zombies. And again, if you don't like the aesthetic of the Age of Sigmar ones, which I don't, because they've got like tree roots growing through them, and it's like, it's not very zombie. These look much more like what you would expect zombies to look like. And I've got to paint them up properly. This was, like I say, just slapping the basics on them. So I've got a long way to go and a lot of more than just these ones. But yeah, that's what I did. I also got the Living Dead, what's it called? Cavalry set, which is just their skeleton knights. The horses for that set, I don't have any pictures for them. The horses for them are a lot smaller than GW horses, which is a bit of a shame. They look like baby horses versus like the GW big horse, which is a bit weird. But I think the riders are quite nice. I might be able to figure out something to do with them. It might just make a bit of like size diversity within the cavalry I have. So I did a bit more painting as well on the chariots for my Tomb Kings, and I finished off making the movement trays for my spearmen. My skeletal spearmen. I've got the sand texture on them as well, so it all blends quite nicely. And they work, and it was cheap, and I didn't have to buy them from GW or buy any expensive stuff. I just bought cheap bits of wood, some wood glue, and then I used some card that I had around the house, and I got some magnet paper as well, so if I want to in the future, I can get a load of magnets, stick them to the bottom of the bases, and then use the magnet paper to have them like magnetized to the bases, so they definitely won't fall over. But for the moment, they're fine. So it's like, yeah, did some of that. I also bought some old vintage vampire count models, but I won't get them till next week, so there's no real point talking about them till I get them, really, you know? Oh, that's something. I also picked up the Warhammer GW Bretonnian Man-at-Arms set. So they are just normal kind of medieval pikemen with shields and stuff. The idea is, because I've got the zombies, the idea is I'm going to modify the humans spearmen and turn them into like skeleton warriors, which will require a little bit of artistry, like tactical nipping of parts, and then some 3D printing and rescaling of skull parts to give them some skeletal heads and whatnot, you know? That should be fun, but tricky, because I want to make, basically, I want to make it look like a necromancer's gone over to the Bretonnian lands, and he's raised the dead there. So instead of just having generic-looking undead people, I wanted them to look like they'd been raised specifically in that area, so they'd have, you know, the heraldry of that area and all that kind of stuff. I thought that'd be kind of neat. Though it might be difficult, because if you're painting Bretonnian cavalry, you need to have you ever seen like medieval heraldry, like Knights of the Round Table kind of stuff? And that's the, you know, how like no knight is exactly the same. He's got really fancy designs and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to try and paint that, which is gonna be pretty difficult. Well, I think difficult. Heraldry. That's not heraldry. Heraldry. There we go. I can spell. Find some images. Yeah, slap that on screen. Boom. So you've got all these fancy designs, which I'm going to pretty much have to, like, freehand or something like that. I mean, it's really cool because when you have, like, Bretonnian knights all lined up. Bretonnian... Not heraldry. Bretonnian knights. When you have, like, a group of knights all lined up with different color schemes, I think it looks really cool. It looks great. I think this looks cool. So what I'll be doing is I'll be trying to like fray the edges at the bottom of the little horse cloaks, maybe put some arrows into the side of the horses' heads and stuff. If I can, maybe I'll be able to get some like undead horse heads and slap them in here. And then it'll be like painting them in this bright color scheme and then just like slopping stuff on them to make it look like they've came up from the ground, you know, so make them look dirty and covered in blood and that kind of stuff to make them look gross and shit. So that, again, difficult. I don't know why I keep giving myself painting challenges when I'm not very good at painting, but there you go. In my mind, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what I want to do and I know how to do it. It's just I can't paint to a decent standard, really. But there you go. That's a future project for Andy. XL Hedge says... I would ask her if she knows why Prime humans didn't appear in the RID series. She wouldn't know that, unfortunately. I got 2 more blokies. Got Swoop, the Dinobot mode, and Scapper. I think you meant Scrapper, but okay. Are you enjoying them? Hopefully you're enjoying the blokies. I guess you're stuck on the train. Owen Solus, I want to reunite her with her boyfriend. I don't know who her boyfriend is, but I hope she's good too. Simon Tang says, hi, Andy. How is the weather in the UK? Is it going to be another hot one this year? I don't know. The weather's been pretty good. Oddly enough, when I went to see my friend was the cloudy cast over day, which I was like, well, isn't that typical? As we were doing a lot of walking around his area, I was like, why couldn't it have been nice and bright and sunny? Never mind, one of those things. Did you see the new consoles and video games are going up price? Well, specifically, you mean the Switch, right? I think there was another. Isn't GTA trying to bump up their price as well? It feels like people are going to try and use the Nintendo as a guise to just start upping prices for stuff, which if games go up in price, I'm not going to pay for those prices. I'm going to wait for them to go on sale, as I always do. It's just really annoying. It's one of those things. It's just, if they've sold you full games for an increased price, then fair enough. But they won't. they'll be nickel and diming you and not doing the best game designs. Like, if you look at game design from, like, the PlayStation 2 era, and even most of the 360 era, it's very different from how it is today, unfortunately. So, Simon says, can you get water slide stickers for the shields? You can. I've actually been looking at Etsy, and you can buy some decals, transfers, which will definitely help, which I will be doing. The issues will be, of course, still, like, if you look at this horse here, the one that's got primarily white, it's and like the English flag basically on it. You could get maybe a decal for the shield, but you wouldn't be able to get a decal for the horse's robes. So, like, those kind of shapes, I'd still need to try and, paint them effectively and fancy. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably be crying halfway through, though, I'm sure. Excel Head says, I've also been eyeing the Legends Classics Prime. Which one's that? The Legends Classics Prime. The Legends... Which one's the Legends Classics Prime, sorry? And the oversized Shattered Glass Siege Jetfire and Shozy. Oh, okay. Keep challenging yourself on paint, Andy. That's how you improve. In theory, that's how you improve. I feel like if I really wanted to improve, I'd go to, like, a miniature painting class, because basically I'm not good at the basics, which is like brush control, how much paint you have on your brush and that kind of stuff. I'm not very good at that stuff. Maybe I need new brushes as well. I don't know when to get rid of brushes and when to keep them. Well, that's always an issue too. Simon says, no, there is a general increase for PlayStation 5, Xbox, everything. Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's a bummer. I hadn't noticed on Steam, but then again, like I say, I don't buy increased... I just don't buy, video games at full price, to be fair. Excel Head says, tariffs are raising prices on consoles by hundreds in the US. Sucks for those that don't have them already. I mean, we're coming to the end of the console generation, so just wait. When the new consoles come out, get them secondhand is what I would recommend. Welcome, Rodimus Power Toy Collector. How are you doing? Welcome. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, the tariffs will affect stuff. I don't know if they affect game consoles. I imagine they probably do, because they don't have factories in America making the consoles. The games shouldn't be affected by tariffs unless they're specifically ones coming from Japan, but I don't know. I haven't looked into this stuff, and most people I hear talking about this stuff haven't looked into it too hard either, because it's always it's politics, and that's never fun, and it's always really complicated, and that's never fun. I'd rather talk about toys. That's what I prefer to talk about. Anyway, that will do us for this week. That's all I've been up to. That's all I've done. Thank you very much for coming on by. By next week, I will have 5 new old school vampires, which I'll also need to paint up at some point. Ho, ho, ho. Hopefully, I will have painted some of my zombies. And also push forward with other stuff I've got to do. Thanks very much for coming on by, everybody. If you want to find me, I'm on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Decayed Andy, Rotten Flesh of a Human Being. We stream on YouTube and Twitch. We're doing Near Replicant version 1.9. Oh, hang on. No, I don't. It's the updated version. We're doing that at the moment on the stream. It feels like a remake. It feels old. It's okay, but it's that, like, Nier Automata is better. I enjoyed Nier Automata much better, much faster. This is very much older gameplay style, which makes sense because it was on the Xbox. Was it 360? Was it Xbox? No, it was Xbox 360. But there's some very... If you play, you'll understand what I mean. Either way, you can find us on the Moonbase 2 forums, Twitter, Twitch, iTunes, and Libsyn, of course, as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast, or ccbunker.weebly.com. Look how disgustingly well this Bretonian Knight's painted. I hate this guy. I hate people that can paint well. Fuck them. They are demons. They sell themselves to the devil, and that's how they become disgustingly good at paint. Look at it! Look at it! No human man or woman painted that. Only some kind of eclectic monstrosity did it. But until next week, everybody, thank you very much for coming by. I'm, of course, dead on the inside, dead on the outside. And until next week, I'll see you suckers next time, where we'll be talking about toys, I guess, with Big D, unless some big fancy news happens. Till then, I'll see you suckers next time. Bye-bye, everybody! Bye-bye!